see that as a threat because I lived through 1990. I was in Tongue 1990 and saw saw a man trying to put on a clothes in a car. And when I got into Tongue, saw people running through Tongue. When I wake up the next morning, half of my community was already looted out, Mr. Baka. So I see it as a threat. I am frightened. After that experience, I don't think. And you know what? See, hearing that man make that statement are wrong this time.
Yeah.
Because we are fighting a war, we are fighting a pandemic, and there's a lot of people has vaccine hesitancy and have a problem with the government. And when that man make that kind of statement, what do you expect? You talk later.
Caller, good morning. I lost it. Call me back. And he's quite correct. For that particular individual to make a statement like that is... Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Lucy.
Morning. How you doing?
Lucy, I see it as a threat, and a very big threat. And the police, the soldiers, the Coast Guard, the Prime Minister, and the Cabinet, everybody needs to have the head on, put the hat on the head. It is very dangerous at this time. Okay?
I'm trying to get on to the guys in Tobago. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Caller, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Hey, brother, Bruce, good morning. How big sister going?
She did.
This morning?
Yeah, she cool, but she have a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, so...
Morning, big sister. Hope you're looking. Bruce, you see me and you know there's something. You see, bullies, we grew up with belly men, yeah? No belly man just carry on with a big mouth like that.
True.
So so you see you see a old long time coward Bajan, time with Baka and them, right? You understand? And the mouth is like a machine gun. So you see, people don't understand. I grew up in the genesis of that. You understand? And all the education you're talking about, all the children is doctor and lawyer, though. People doesn't study them thing. All the children doing well, though. How that happen? You understand? So you see that long time Bajan and no time. Watch me. Because he's skillful and bad with his mouth. And this morning he hugged the whole media. He know exactly how to get his notoriety. The whole media talking about him and talking about the situation. But when he can't get his way, he uses his mouth to try to bully his way to get his way. That's how he is. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry about the police trying to do the job. Right? And at the end of the day, these fellas living in the twilight zone, they're living in the past. The world have gone forward. And as I say, as much as I want to listen to what he said, me really want to hear he. But them fellas don't know belly man. I know Obaka from Genesis. I know belly man, don't carry on that way, and I just move. The men are wrong, he's the belly man. So anyway, so at the end of the day, let the police do their job. And Bruce, I want to deal with they say people talking about the rental assessment board. They want the government to deal with that before they pick up property tax and something like that. But as I said before, to get the rent assessment board and to get that with teeth and get it up running, you need the opposition support. That is, so you need legislation to put that in place.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know governance is happening, so they just come on the radio and talk the foolishness and feel, well, that is them view. Your view could be totally wrong. Your view could be without facts. My one could be without facts and the truth too, so that I try to get the truth. In order for the rental assessment board to have teeth, you need the opposition support. The government only has 22 seats. And in order to strengthen those things, you need their support. And if they say they're not cooperating and supporting anything, what do you want the government to do? The government could only work with what they have.
True.
So all the talk about rent assessment board and all kind of things. So you raise, when they call on the radio, on other people's program, raise your voice. ask the opposition to support the Risk Assessment Board so the Risk Assessment Board can get teeth to deal with poor people. Don't palm it off alone on the government. It's not the government that makes legislation and only some things they need a majority and a 3/5 majority to deal with that. But as a Bruce Lee, I'm one in the same year to understand the whole coward, the whole long time badge and whole coward in the mountains, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce, say something.
Yeah, man, take care. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning. I just wanted to say, let me tell you something. Back on them fellas, you're going to do all kind of things for I never heard back and make no big set of chest like this kind of talking. And when Dr. Oli fighting against these people on a basis that trying to help the same black people down, never hear black and them support them yet. You understand what I'm saying, Bruce? That is say that shall talk this black talk, he shall talk this black talk. But it is only use it conveniently, and that's how the callers say, back at Sharon and them well off. So the striker is the sourcing small man, the small black people, they're trying to use them to rile them up in stupidity. That's what back and that's what he do in 1990. He was young man. So I don't want to hear them talk the black talk and them kind of thing. But these fellas who have plenty people today doing a lot of nonsense and they set a gang form. So I just want to hear them talk no black talk. You understand what I'm saying? These fellas that don't want to hear at all. And they just call, and a lot of people in the society started calling for them. The people was calling for back along them, and I hear a lot of them 320 supporters was calling and talking about why they line up and that kind of thing. I tell you, so you see, come out now. I tell you, all they do is just rise up and make us start mischief in the country. Back on them fellas. I don't even want to hear them. But we cannot let turn a blind eye to them fellas because they people who have public figure and they could influence a lot of people. So I just saying now. Them fellas, really, you have to watch them too. You understand what I'm saying? And they just talk about black talk. Just get me vexed with them. And that. Thank you, Bruce, for allowing me this contribution.
Yeah, man, cool. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning again, Bruce. Bruce, I hear gentleman says so we're supposed to dialogue with the Ministry of Education to get to the need. Bruce, we're doing that for years under Mr. Manning when she was in the Ministry of Education. Him go to the same representative to the Ministry of Education umpteen time for years. For years, in some of the children were born in the Jama, for years before them born. We marched from Mufurako straight to the Ministry of Education when it was on Central in the back of Central there. In the union members, one of the union members was supporting that march. We gathered from the Ministry of Education to complain about the unfair treatment again. Fountain, we see fountain, but that's always terrorists. We teaching terrorism, don't give you no funding. We march, we protest, we doing it for years. And now the man come out and talking about it. You see that's how you're supposed to dialogue. How much you take again? How much you take again? You are a man of person in your house for years, and when you decide to come out and fight, they say you wrong for talking. For years, we talking, for years. There's evidence, they go back and look and say, we use bullhorn to talk. Same group, we say come out and say, they're going to do this and they're going to do that. Only now, this Prime Minister here again, I'm a little fighting. All we have to do is quickly conquer that. If my child, if I want my child to go to a particular school, why not?
Just now, I know here you say something there. You say it's only the Prime Minister now giving a little stipend.
They say yes. You know they hear the Imam that say that too? Okay. The Imam said yes, he gets a stipend. A stipend. Where can people hear the Imam, but they never hear that?
But that stipend is towards what exactly?
To the teachers and them, to the school.
Okay.
To the primary school we are there. We have a secondary school. That if a child said the church just say no, why? Why? You have a secondary school and nobody in it. If I decide I don't want my child to go to a school where people running on a deck, people smoking weed, people in homosexual activity, I was a security at Fatima College, that person is school, I picture only walk out of the community put him on, and the walk out, no teacher can search my bag.
Just now, hold on. I don't want you call no other school name because I don't want to put the radio station into disputes.
So what is that saying? If I don't want my child to go to a particular school because of activities.
Here what I'm asking you said that you all have a secondary school, correct?
Yes, I have a secondary school there.
And there are no children in the secondary school?
There are no children because they have no funding to be teachers. They have no children. It's a jam to have a secondary school, a primary school, and a kindergarten.
Okay.
And it's a children, it's a non-Muslim children made to go to that school or the school of church. And no airline. When the school know it was to function and due to funding, it has to close down. It just there, the building just there.
So the school started as a private school then?
The school, pardon me, sir?
It started as a private school?
Yes, it started as it's not as a private school. It was on the curriculum or the college that was the teacher was getting funding at that time. And it just stopped.
So let me ask this. What I asking you this personally, what do you think about turning it into a private school?
I can't say I go there, but they can it's a good idea.
Where people could pay.
But then they'll put it in a private school. And they will still have to be on the contract.
Well, I guess I believe
well,
so.
Okay, but that would be Imam saying included in the contract that we said. We just pay the money here going on the primary school parents just pay the teachers.
Okay. So is that
some of them teachers surviving.
So is a private school then?
Huh?
It's a private school then.
If they wanted to turn it out to be a private school, they don't have a choice.
Okay.
They don't have a choice.
All right. Well, thanks for the info. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Bruce.
Hey, morning, Central. How you doing?
Yeah, Bruce, when the former Prime Minister Kamala was in office, her life was threatened by certain elements, right? And the PNM scoffed it. They say, who want to kill Kamala? Who want to do this? Now you see the shoe on your now, everybody jumping and saying that Bakar threatening. You see how it is? And it is also like the postman who had threatened Kamala. He was killed recently, maybe a week or so, somewhere on the highway. It was alleged that was a fact. So you see, when they were when threats were made towards Kamala, the same people now scoffing at the whole situation and saying, "Oh, who want to kill Kamala? Who want to do this and do that?" The shoe is in the other foot now. Baka rumbling and PNM people saying that Baka is threatening. Okay, Bruce, you have a good day.
Okay. I ain't seen it like that as Central, but you're entitled to your opinion. I ain't seen it like that at all because this is a gentleman that has a little history with the country. So, yes, people will be concerned, and we have to look at that. You understand? They will be concerned. Everyone will be concerned. When the threat was made, otherwise there was concern as well. So, I am fully agreeing with what it is you now say there. Caller, good morning.
Bruce.
Morning.
Morning, sir. Yeah, I sit down here and I had to get vexed. I can't believe this is what I staying and hearing about Kamala and one thing and who gave. What kind of dopeness is this, boy? This is something past 1990 where it takes a long time people grieving on and that's why I ain't telling you how to run this here. But you're supposed to just lock you up for one time with this stupidness, boy.
No, I just want to hear what is happening. I just want to hear what it is he going to say.
He told in a tobacco where he's still on 4 years, boy. What is man talking about and the statement what it make with this woman? What it made? I something different. What trouble are you in, too, boy? What is man going to put up on until he sees the other part?
And the thing about it is, if I remember, the coup that they had instated, what was the reason behind that coup? Not that there was a threat on her life. I think that's what was they say was the reason for that. So I don't know. Caller, good morning. Oi.
You know, I hate to hear Central. This big old man. I don't know why you don't stay off the radio because it says absolutely nothing good. Bruce, if I come into your school, right, and you teaching me, and I have to listen to what you said,
yes,
right? Central, Look, Kamala and all right now need investigating. She and all need investigating. Wait, it have a table go play just all. She and all need investigating Central. Stay off the radio for a big man, a big old man like you, but I hate hearing you. Bruce, I gone.
Come on, guys, don't let Central get all in a bunch. Caller, good morning. Hello?
Good morning to you, Bruce.
Kingsley, good morning.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Miss Dixon. Hello?
I hear Kingsley.
Yeah, I say, Miss Dixon.
If is?
Kingsley, Miss Dixon, Bruce?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. And, Bruce, I want to say this. Okay? I'll make it clear. Our Baka is not going to do nothing to this country to hurt this country. I see a hurting man last Friday. I see a man asking for money for his school. I know the Honorable Prime Minister and Dr. Amina Baka is good friends. I know in 2018, Dr. Rowdy sent a shuttle for Baka to come to his residence, the Prime Minister resident at St. Anne's. Also, after Baka attended to the Prime Minister resident at St. Anne's, Dr. Rowdy wrote a letter thanking Abu Bakr and praising him. I think that all the man is concerned about is getting money for his school. He's not going to do nothing. I also on a night program Baka was on last Friday, last Thursday, no, last Saturday, and he said that he have a good relationship with Stuart Young and Dr. Rowdy. He said the two individuals in the government who is trying to help him at this moment for the longest while, and he said the only person who gave him something for his school in the last 3 years or 2 years, but they know it is not enough, right? He say is Dr. Christopher Rowley. He also say the person who also give him stipend, we call it stipend, the person also who give him stipend to feed the poor in the last 2 years was Dr. Christopher Rowley. So I don't want Mommy and my good friend Mommy. Baka is not going to do nothing to this country. I mean, his children living here, his grandchildren living here, he living here, and all it's just a hurting man. It's just a man crying out for money to make sure that he could pay his teachers and maintain his school like Mirage. Because if my good friend do have a problem with Mirage, costing everybody at that time when he was alive, Central I'm speaking about, that he wanted money for his in the school. What wrong with Baka asking for money for his Muslim school? Because if every year Mirage that gets funded by the government is 46 years, Bruce. 46 years. UNC go, PLM go, Baka never get nothing. But he admit, okay? So he admit that Dr. Rowley is trying his best to help him. He also admit that Stuart Young is trying his best. So do not let me follow the UNC and attack Abu Bakr. Because what I observe, Bruce, all these UNC people pick it up. Baka say 24 hours. Baka never say 24 hours. All Baka say, I agree, but we say that he gives the government notice. You know what I mean? He ain't begging no more. And if me get help for my school for 46 years, that is something for I to be vexed, angry about, mad about, disappointed about, and talk out. So I am saying this. Do not let me follow UNC and target the next black man. Do not let us follow UNC and go on social media and saying the things what the man in say.
Kingsley.
This man is a black bread, yes?
Kingsley.
Muslim? Yeah?
I like how you're talking, but I will tell you this much. Somebody sent something to my phone over the weekend, right? With a statement that you made under the same live. I ain't going to repeat the statement that you make. You know the statement that you make, right? You know what you wrote.
Under the same?
The same
live?
The live. One of Mr. Baka's live. I will try to get it to you. I will try to get to see what I'm talking about.
I can remember I said like Baka it is time to fight. And not just fight, it's fight for what is right. You know what I mean? It's not like physical
it wasn't that. But what I'm saying is we as black men need to stop playing mad. Because let me tell you something. We just come in one place and say one thing, then we go to another place and say something else, and then we go to another place and say an entirely different thing from the first two things that we said.
Well, I don't know about that. I just say one thing.
This is the first time I ever engage you since you're calling this radio station, and I will tell you something, my brother. We need to be real. That is our problem. We need to be real. And if Mr. Baka has issues with anything, right? I don't think saying something in a threatening way or saying I am warning you and these is in a threatening. It is in a threatening way. Anyhow you look at it, it's in a threatening way. Whether he meant he is going to personally do something, or whether he meant the Almighty Father up above will do something, it is a threat, and we have to be careful, right? Because if it is, I am hearing now because I wasn't aware that he was getting a stipend. Right?
Yes,
Dr. Keith Rowley is who put that in place for him. Then how could you come and say that you're warning the government, you're warning this one and you're warning that one? That is not the way to do it.
Bruce, let me tell you, Bruce. Dr. Rowley might be trying to help him, but there might be individual who will look at Dr. Rowley and who will look at Baka trying to hold him back. So that is why the man might be express himself in that way. And I also understand that the way he might express himself, people mightn't like it. You know, people might say it might be too hard for expression. But my point is this morning here that I believe that Baka is not going to do nothing to this country. Baka is not going to hurt this country. You know what I mean? Baka is not going to like how people say, but it go have a next SOE, next Q and 99K, you know, to cover the country. No. Baka said on one of his live nights, he said that he helped all government. He had the PNM, he had the UNC. But the only person who tried, that's what he said, the only person who tried to help him is Dr. Christopher Rowley. And I am saying this.
So again, then how could you threaten the government that is led by the same Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley? This is the individual that is assisting you. So why not say, Dr. Rowley, I want to get in contact with you. Let us sit down and chat about something. We don't always have to come on social media to do things. And this is the issue here. You understand?
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you with that one.
We will always come and say, I love my black brother and I love my black brother. And then, like I say, 3 different spotlights. We saying 3 different things. That don't make sense.
Bruce, I gone on a campaign now where the Africans in all political parties must help each other, hold each other hands. We mustn't come to because you come to the side, no black man. I stop on that. I am dealing with the issues. If I see Dr. Rowley do something and I do not like it, I'm going to speak about it. I am going to be real. I'm going to speak about it. But my strength right now is to mobilize the Africans from both the political sides and tell us stop attacking each other. Yet, and Robert stop attacking Sharon for Kojo because she's a black lady like herself. That is her sister. Because why these is Indian sit down and laughing at us? Because if I say something, it mentions all African people in the country. So I am saying this, my brother Romain. My fight is today is to uplift all Africans. I want to say it again. If any Africans do something in this country and Kingsley do not like it, I'm going to call them out. It could be whoever they are. It could be whoever I supported, I will still call them out because it is time for African people, and I agree with you, to be more conscious of the self. And I also agree with you that if Baka, you could do it in a way different, but sometimes people have to do what they have to do. So again, thank you very much for having me on the program again. Thank you.
No problem, Kingsley. Take care. And this will always be my issue. Always. We's black men. But boy, caller, good morning.
Morning again.
Morning, my brother.
I want Central to tell you who it is really threatening. His leader. Where Central does get his information from? Where he was in 1970. Who is he? Where he come from? Always coming with his racial slur and all this sort of thing. Satara and all get fed up on the woman. Eat where you want, drink where you want, say where you want. The only stretch I see must be Mr. Punchin who threatens you. Boy, Central, give me a break. Get off the radio. Get off the radio. Use a waste of time thing. You're sour like that. Would you preach and race right through? All of you are telling you, I can't know Mother India, Mother Africa, China, you name it. There's Trinidad and Tobago. And we have to take this stupidness from them. But look, we can't get ready into this to thank God.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce. How are you?
Hey, morning. How you doing?
Not too bad. Morning, Sharon. Morning, Dominic. Bruce, the other day, Central came with something, and I like how Dominic can say, but because you really have to hit them fellas with facts and truths, because they sadly, they are misled with lies. Now, I heard your partner talking about anybody who it is for helping black people and think they support. Does he condemn people who is do things against black people? I'm just asking because the person who he follow and who he love lock up 8,000 black people without a charge and treat them like cattle, throwing them in the putting 5 and 6 in behind a police vehicle. But he didn't have no problem with that. That was helping black people, Mr. Kingsley. I didn't hear your voice then. What happened? You was dumb? Can't get your tongue? Or was it money? You see, this is what is happening to these people. And I don't understand that we continue to bring down our own self because we keep showing ourselves of no repute. And for sale. That our integrity can be purchased and sold at will and at a woman's fancy. And these are the issues I have. Now, I've heard Mr. Baka complain about abusing the poor people. But you see, it's not the government that be running around shooting innocent people when they're trying to kill one another. I don't see government ministers thieving people's phone and ripping off the armband and all kind of thing and killing old woman for the armband and the handbag. I don't see no government minister doing that. So if you want to talk about abusing poor people, try and tackle them fellas because you spend like about 5 minutes on criminals and a half hour on the government. Who don't be, I haven't seen them as yet doing anything to poor people. As a matter of fact, they try to assist poor people with a free method of getting away from virus. They are trying to help poor people to stay on their feet at least to survive. I haven't heard you saying anything about trying to help those that are unemployed right now. Like that is not your concern. And this is where we just always go down. Because instead of trying to help, we try to pull down somebody else. Because we can't do nothing, we ain't doing nothing, but we want somebody else to be responsible for us and to be responsible for somebody else. That's why I say, that is listen to the wrong things. I remember in my days I used to listen to Tupac, and Tupac said, I don't know how to be responsible for every black man. I'm responsible for me. But you always want somebody else to be responsible for you. You have to be responsible for you. You can't expect to make bad choices. You go online in a party and you get COVID and somehow it's the state's fault. We have to stop this foolishness and start being real. I just really want to know, maybe it is the statement that they used to make last time that the education system not so good. Mr. Education, Madam Education Minister, I think you need to look into this because judging by the statements and the hearing on the radio, the education system in the past has failed. Because I cannot believe people can be uttering these crazy statements, nonsensical thing. Look at this thing with the property tax. If you are first time owner, Bruce, you know your stamp duty is substantially less than if it is you have a second and third homeowner, right? You know that?
Yeah.
So therefore, if you can buy 2 and 3 homes, then you can afford to pay property tax.
Correct.
And the thing is, they're using the people that don't have no property to make noise against property tax. I don't understand the rationale. They keep using the poor black people especially to make noise for foolishness. They had an except going on this father to protest mandatory vaccination when they don't have it in the country. So you're protesting something that doesn't exist. How you think we look into the international world, Bruce? As black people, we looking stupid because you're protesting something that don't exist. You're protesting something that does not affect you, and they're trying to fool you with fear-mongering, saying that, you know, you're going to have, what happened to the businesses? I hear a man making this statement. All them people and them small business who renting, they got to pay, now they have to pay property tax. But if you're renting, how is your property tax? And if you're renting and they value the property at a certain rent, then they can't charge you more than that because then they want to pay more property tax. Because this is going to help control. We could get back again what we had before the rent assessment. You remember that?
Yeah.
So now you can control it because it has some people, one bedroom apartment, Bruce, and they're charging you $5,000 for it.
Yeah, it has some ridiculousness out there. It have
that
a lot
would
of it.
now be streamlined. Because if your place valued at $2,000, you can't be charging somebody $6,000. So it could help again the poor black people. But everybody come in and use black people as the banner and say, we're fighting for you. Then really who you're fighting for? Because what you're fighting not going to help the poor black man who you're claiming to be supported. My goodness, I don't know. I really don't know, Bruce. I just try not to get passionate, you know. But if black people go, I see keep getting used as tools. And I just keep saying, we keep making Ladar sing right. And he just be laughing every day at me. Bruce, before they could have a good day, stay safe, stay out of crowds, protect yourself.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
You too, man. Take care. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, Bruce.
Hi, good morning. How are you this morning?
I am great, and I am listening to you, and I know you are great as well. Bruce, isn't Marcus a lawyer?
Say again? I'm hardly hearing you.
I said, isn't his son a lawyer?
I think so, you know, yes.
Right. You know what I always remember? This young man, the day that the soldiers took over and they came out of the bus, I always remember this young boy coming out with his hands over his head. And I always wondered, did he go to university? What did these young boys, what became of their lives? That now he's asking again for young men to spoil their future in order to do his bidding. And that young man, you know, the memory just came back to me, Bruce, and I wondered what happened to him. Did his life change for the better? Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Hey, Bruce, morning.
Hey, man, morning.
Yeah, morning. Morning, Mr. Chance, Teresa Conliff, Mammy Sauce, Mr. Cummins, Clement Coco, Colvin. Mr. Abba Fireman, I ain't forget to get a message. Yes, Bruce, you know what hurting me, boy? As a citizen of this country, to see the pandemic, the government trying to keep people alive, right? Livelihood is secondary, brother, because life first, and then you study to get something to eat. Not you eat first and then you're dead, right? You don't put livelihood first and then after you don't know what will happen the next day, right, Bruce? And that's hurting me to see that everybody wants something from the government, Bruce, and nobody wants to pay property tax. Where the government, Bruce, will get money to give people. If they don't want to pay nothing, you don't want to pay nothing, so we the government will get something in the coffers to give back to the people. Look how much hampers they give out, and look how much things they have done. And they come up with the property tax to bring some taxes into the treasury where the oil prices went down to zero. And nobody want to pay nothing in this country, boy. Which is going on in Trinidad and Tobago, Bruce, boy. I have friends from all over the world calling me and asking me why people in Trinidad don't want to pay property tax. And the opposition is one of the main forces behind this opposing property tax, Bruce. And people want the government to hand them money every week like it's a welfare check. And they don't want to put nothing back in the country, boy. Bruce, have a good morning, man. Take care of yourself.
Take care, man. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce. Morning, Sharon. Morning, Dominic. Listeners, Mr. Chance, Angie, all listeners. Don't let Central take the message away from what we're doing this morning. Central is what you call the robotic creature of the UNC that wouldn't understand anything nationally. So don't try to say Central. One of the biggest problems we have is not so much Abu Bakr. It is the UNC. And I'll say that to say this. Abu Bakr, in the latest contribution, he kicked on the whole Taylor mill by using things like, a deadline, a kind of the threat. And that's the whole thing about it. It's so foolish of other people on the platform when he spoke, is you got a lot of trolls. They came on there, Bruce, and you could see if the conversation head for insurrectionists, you see where they were gladly supporting it. And I don't know to what end. And look, I see a lot of mostly Indian names. That is a racist comment. I saw it. You all go back and look at it. And they believe that probably the viability of the UNC would be that if Mr. Bakr decides, based on his speech, that something negative going to happen to Trinidad and Tobago, that's a good thing because the UNC and Kamla would come alive. That's how our country is. And that's why I keep telling people, the problem is not Bakr. The problem is the UNC and those trolls who believe that violence is the way to go. So everything got caught up in a speech that had a degree of substance in relation to the development of African people, even if through the Concordat. I have always said on the radio, the development of African people has to be done through organizations, outside of the scope of government. That's what all other races do. So if you look at the Roman Catholic, the Pentecostal, the Hindus, the Muslims, most of the schools are aligned to the Concordat. We just complain, but we don't form an organization, Mr. Bakr, if he has an organization, I would have thought that I would see a board. So Mr. Bakr in the middle, and you have teachers, you have this one addressing the congregation, or addressing the audience live, with a board. And the substance of your contribution would be embraced by people of different levels. And that's what I thought Abu Bakr could have done, having come out of something where, I think most people, not so much forgive, but most people would have not forgotten the whole event, but have understand that you would have moved on. So if you come in to address us, the substance of your contribution was one that a lot of people embraced. I spoke to people, they loved that. And then he kicked down the Taylor mill with the threat. And that's my problem. So people like me, or you, who embrace yes, that makes sense, Bruce, and then, the naysayers, the trolls, the stupidities, who believe that, let me take up a gun. Those are what he appealed to, and I hope that he understands that. It makes no sense in Trinidad and Tobago. It never brought anything fruitful the significant change of the Abubakar 1990, what change it did significantly to Trinidad and Tobago for the development of African people? What did it do? So my thing is, Bruce, I don't want to be long, but my thing is if Mr. Baka had a point with the Concordat, I might have agreed, or probably agreed. Where's the organization? Where's the Baptist? Where's the Baptist organization to form to push the whole question of school, where the government have to use the whole Concordat system? Where, beside the Anglicans and other, what are the other religion involving African people that we could push? And I keep telling people, you could cry for 15 years. The government could only hinge on what you have out there for your development to make your people better. If not, you'll be a voice crying in the wilderness, trying to sort of subliminally tell us violence is the way, and it will not work. All they'll get is a lot of dead black boys. Take care. All the best, Bruce.
Yeah, man. Take care. So, guys, we have just about a minute before we go to the break. I'll squeeze in this call. I have about a minute.
Brucey, Rowley Jr. well said. Brucey, I will call back.
All right, no problem.
Because, yes, Brucey boy well said to Kingsley too, but I had a call back. Yeah. Well said, boy, Rowley Jr. That's the best I hear from him in a long time. Bless, brother.
Yeah, man. So, guys, keep it locked. We're getting ready to pay some bills, and when we return, we'll continue our discussions. Also, there are a lot of things that are irking me, but I'll try to see if I can get it in within the next couple minutes or so. But we'll be back. Remember, today we have our Playway Pick of the Day. It comes in at 8:40 this morning, and it's for 10:30 a.m. draw. So keep it locked to the Street 909 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy, and we'll be right back.
Just in case you didn't know, every morning on the Street 919 FM, taking Sharon and Bruce Wayne, the Titans of Democracy. That's the morning show. Yo, this is your boy CD Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
The Street 919FM.com, the official station that defends the nation.
Start it up for me, please. We have somebody here celebrating their birthday tonight. You hear that? So I want you to party extra hard to this one. All you ready for this one? Give me the things up. The promoter. See that trust in there? Leave that. See that guilt in there? We don't need your fancy stage. One century reaching your bed is nice. Boy, hands in the sky, we bring the light. Once you reach in your bed is nice. Boy, they can't deny, we bring the vibe. And I don't mean to be bossy, they can't party like the way. I say, what's your man so goddamn? For sure I should be there. They can't party like the way. Don't matter time, guess. What's this? What time? Oh gosh, oh jam. Feel like they're the sweetest woman. Alright, the sweetest yeah. Oh yeah, mama. Together this and the love is so strong. Watch it, put your love in the air, so. I'm young, yeah. This kind of energy, blood is great. Watch how we are up in the air. Give me a jump and wave. So we go to the head to go. One century reaching your fate is nice. Boy, hands in the sky, we bring the vibe. Once we reach in your fate is nice. Yeah, boy, they can't deny, we bring the vibe. And I don't mean to be bold. They can't party like the way they can't party, no. Watch your man so goddamn, but for sure I truly they can't party like the way. Listen, this vibe is infectious. Listen, watch the vibe we bring. We's the baddest thing, yeah. For real. I could put my head on a block, oh.
But the hardest thing, once we start this thing, what's the problem? Listen, we just never know when to stop, and we don't care. This guy in a chill out the rain. What's on the brain? Oh, you take the jump off my voice on the board there. Give me a jump on all you. 1, 2, once I see the rich in the vet is my stress. Boy, hands in the sky, we bring the vibe. Once we reach in the vet is nice day. We on, on the one roof. Give me a jump, I don't need to be jump up. They can party like we. They can party no. Put your man to cut it. If we show a dream, they can party like we. Don't matter time or day. Keep the vibe bubbling. You see that Justin there? Keep that. You see that curtain there? Keep that. You see all of that fat food looking nice, boy. Looking nice. Keep that.
Are you experiencing loss of vision, or are your glasses broken? At Value Optical, we're open, and we're here to help. You can have your urgent eyeglasses in 3 days with packages starting at $695. When you visit us, be mindful of the 3 W's. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Please call us toll-free 800-2020 for expert advice on your vision needs or to book your appointment. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282. or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Hey, you keeping safe? I hope so. I don't really know what will happen when everything will back up, but the line had to go on. But in the meantime, just come online with the live wire. I'm on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Or you could check us out on the live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM or on YouTube at Street TV. Don't forget to share the live. That might just be as important as you keeping safe. So mask up, sanitize, tune in to the Street 919 FM, Lime on the Live Wire, Saturday afternoons, 5 to 8 p.m. Don't worry, I gonna be home in time for the curfew. Keep safe.
Yo, it's more mega, more chances, more money, more fun. With the mega bonus ball, win 35 to 1. Play ways giving you more mega for your money. Win 35 to 1 and win mega payouts daily. Now you can win 35 to 1 in every playway mega mix draw. If the mega bonus ball calls, that means even more chances to win when you play any of the mega mix options. Hey, it's more mega, more cash, more ways to win. Play with mega bonus ball, unleash your winner within. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
This is the voice of the PNM. On Tuesday, September 14th at 7 p.m., tune into all major TV and radio stations, PNM's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel. We'll be coming to you live from Diego Martin. Feature address by Dr. Keith Rowley and a powerful lineup of speakers. On Tuesday, September 14th at 7 p.m., tune in, click, like, and share. Rate is the PNM.
Turn your lights down low and
and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in San Luis Grande is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sundays, Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word from 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Facebook, email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Julia, how our daughter bright so?
What you mean?
Kelly's so young and already talking about when she gets her first job, taking out a mortgage with TTMF at 2%.
She knows about 2%?
Yes, 2% with no down payment as a first-time homeowner and the lowest rate on the market. We would not have to dip into our savings to set her up. Where she get all these brains from?
Her mother, of course.
TTMF, from here to home.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I can buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Granny,
do you have $488 to lend me?
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Find an accountability partner. An accountability partner is exactly what it sounds like. Your accountability partner is there to keep you on track when it comes to your finances. They are there to keep you motivated and to help you stay the course, especially through challenging times. For most people, an accountability partner is a spouse. However, an accountability partner can be any individual you trust and value their input and guidance. Having an accountability partner can be the extra motivation you need to reach your financial goals. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of September 12th, 2021 stands at new positive cases 135, total active cases 3,910, total recovered patients 41,844. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present, 47,130. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real
Talk. Hey, oh baby, oh never leave the baby.
So welcome back on the inside. Just a bit of information for you. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand, don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will now be open full-time to provide expert eye care services to you. All of our regular services are now available. For your safety, we continue to practice the established health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you make an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. So welcome back on the inside. Issue. There, as we know, it's all over the news about the 4-year-old boy that was mauled by the Rottweiler. I was seeing a thread about it on Facebook yesterday and was in total disbelief when I saw somebody mention the government in this. And, I mean, come on. Seriously? The government? We need to find something else to do when you see we have nothing to say, people. We really do. So, guys, you can call me up 342-0081, 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Hey, Manu.
Morning, Sharon Tobago. Well, at the Abu Bakr affair, I think that Abu Bakr have a problem. Go and sit down and or write to the Prime Minister or something. When you threaten the government, you threaten the whole of Trinidad and Tobago, you know, because the lives of the people, whether is by violence or what. But when you threaten one person in a house, the head of a house, you threaten the whole family, you know. And that is what I have the problem with. Threatening people and for probably your own gains or whatever, your family particularly gains, and using the school or something. I mean, the school might get something from what you get from it. But you can't threaten the whole country because of what you ain't getting something. What about if I want something and I'm not getting it? So you go and threaten the government too? Come on, Mr. Abu Bakr, is a big man, so long in this kind of nonsense. Tend to get out of that and do something different. Change your life, change something, do something different. You can't be for God and for the devil at the same time, Arbon.
Oh, boy. So guys, remember, get ready for our Playway Pick of the Day. It's coming up at 8:40 this morning. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, morning.
I have two topics I want to touch on quickly. The first one is, all right, they say Baka made the threatening language and he closed it up by saying, God will deal with you. Well, what about the Taliban? It's a holy war them fighting, and the war they say that not the same Allah tell them to do these things. I mean, we have to be, and I keep saying that. I had no problem with Mr. Baka seeking to get funding, right? But Mr. Baka has to also put in the mix what he have done to the state. So what I would recommend, Mr. Baka, step to the side, let somebody be the new imam, and rebrand that thing. Because even though anybody who does not affiliate themselves with the Baka's mosque wouldn't want to send a child to the mosque. And it's because of the stigma that he has. So he needs to rebrand himself, and he did too. I see people to be calling this station, and sometimes I wonder if they actually have a property. Because as far as I understand, and I know because the issue with the French, the Spanish, and the English has been here ruling this country, and one of the things that they always do is collect property tax. We have been collecting paying our property taxes until Kamala Prasad Bisesta stopped it in 2010, for whatever reason. So people have not been paying property taxes, and that is pure profits for them, especially the big multi-millionaires who own the $25 million mansion and all this other thing. You're thinking about the kind of money the government losing in property taxes. I mean, and all the government said is that, the forms that you're supposed to pull out and submit, giving you a deadline to submit your forms. Bruce, part of the new property tax is that the beneficiary owner name has to be on that form. And that is the problem why a lot of people not go against this property tax, Think about it. Think about it and how this country was ripped between 2010 and 2015 people. Don't let them fool all over that nonsense with this property tax. I do my calculation and I don't mind paying it. It's simple. I have seen a boss in my company living down inside Westmoreland, and he was paying less property tax than I was paying for Indigo Martin. All the common, them people are ripping me off silently, and they want me to pick up the fight for them. Let them fight their own fight for themselves. Let them go and argue about putting their names on it and not hiding it by somebody else. And so when they're searching to find out where this minister property and the owner, he said, I don't want that property. But he's the beneficiary owner. Thank you very much.
Caller, good morning.
The property tax. Amazing and take up the development of African people, because since we want to go in that direction based on Mr. Baka's contribution, it's sad that some African people don't understand what triggers development. Now, and I keep telling people, the problem in our country is the UNC. The UNC and Bruce, we sit here and we don't understand. One of the places that could really build hope, big expectations, and so on, and shape development big time is the parliament. Cabinet is one thing, cabinet can approve. But you see in that parliament, if you don't have the level of cohesion and understanding in the parliament, then nothing will happen for people, And the UNC passed big time in not approving bills geared towards the development of all races, more so African people. Let's take property tax. Now, poor people are always getting rebates on policies in our country. For example, the government said if you're working for $72,000 a year, you don't have to pay tax under the umbrella of the poor man. Here we could do, Bruce. You could be working for $6,000 a month, but you're doing 18 private work, bringing in income, and you don't have to pay anything in Trinidad and Tobago. Not only that, if you fall and break your arm and it look a little thing, you go by a doctor, the government pays you here. And nobody does the benchmark to find out what other country does that. No, of our similar ilk. You hear people talking about being aligned to Singapore. Singapore is a homogeneous society where the people understands growth and not everything they oppose. We have a UNC, they don't approve anything in the parliament, and if they assist, they water it down. It's not a nice group of people. It's not a nice group of people. Unless we understand that there are millions of, let me put it this way, let me use thousands of businesses and people out there, Bruce, that are willing to pay the property tax.
Yeah.
There are businesses out there who want to be identified with paying taxes in relation to their property. And when you have a woman leading a party telling you we got damaged poor people, which poor man own a business? Which poor man own a house that will pay property tax? We talking about poor, eh? And if we know we talk about middle class and the lower end of the ladder, they could escape it based on rebate. So I keep telling Trinidadians, especially black people, you see all of this thing about all the jumping on bandwagon when it's violence represent, when it's thinking and identifying things that could give you hope. You know, Bruce, we don't listen. We listen to the naysayers because we have a political agenda. When you listen to Kamala Prasad and they, you know for a fact that they love Trinidad and Tobago only when they are in office. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So true. Caller, good morning.
Bruce,
Oi.
I heard on the news over the weekend a prisoner from Golden Grove prison escaped.
Yeah, I read it this morning in the papers.
Someone was on a murder charge.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce, have you ever been to those places up there to see what these prisons are all about? You ever have you been up there?
No.
Bruce, I asked the question this morning, how this gentleman escaped from there? Honestly, Bruce, how this gentleman escaped from there, and he was seen, I think they say, on some part of the highway, whatever, Bruce, I would really, really like to know that, Bruce. And listen to me, he's on a murder charge, they said there. Bruce, when last year people escaped from in custody there, Bruce. I like how you're laughing. Honestly. Because it have questions to ask and you understand me, Bruce? No, because I was like, how would this gentleman get out from there? Bruce, you have a right to laugh. I go on.
Oh gosh. Some things are better left unsaid. Caller, good morning.
Good morning again.
Yeah, morning.
I concentrating on how the government spending money these last time here because you see it's a tight situation. You see everybody talking about the property tax.
Mm-hmm.
It's 14 years now. Nobody paying property tax. And if you check it out, in 14 years' time, the amount of buildings and houses been going up and not a cent as yet. If you ever go showing you. If you say it's retroactive, you will be wasting a time end. But it's let me say it's $5 billion that the government haven't received through property tax and through one person. Remember the guy Villafana? I wonder if he's alive still. I wonder if his property he's glad that he isn't paying money on his property right now. You see, what Kamala Prasad have done to Trinidad and Tobago is a spite. Nothing more than that. It's a spite to Trinidad and Tobago because no matter where you go, after you leave Trinidad and Tobago, you go Grenada, going straight up the islands, you reach Florida and you reach in America, you go Canada, you go England, property tax is being paid by the citizens. And it is not because they want to, it's because it is part of the system that we are living in. And Ms. Bissessa, they don't want to see the prosperity of Trinidad and Tobago through the government that is run by Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. They rather see the destruction. But Dr. Rowley, what all they doing there on the right track. Bruce, one more thing. The mayor of Port of Spain have $20 million. Listen very carefully, yeah? And the city is in a mess. You see, Ms. Jaiva, as I will always say, was the longest playing field in Trinidad and Tobago, and they take it from under the Port of Spain all the corporation. Well, people know in all the regional corporation, they take these rivers and put it under the Ministry of Works. And these drivers, the most dilapidating condition. And it breaks my heart to know that where we used to play football and had fun on the east and west, north and south of that, his driver is in that state, and the mayor cannot do nothing about it. But I talking to the Minister of Works and the government to release that property and put money to refurbish it and the central market. Thank you very much, Bruce.
Thank you. Caller, good morning. Morning.
Abubakar in 1970, let's say, don't loot. What did people do? Since before book.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Bruce, I want to talk about the little property tax. Well, it had one of them come from America. There's 2 houses round the corner from me. And he telling you, you only want to bring property tax. So I asked him, I said, listen, the house you have in America, and you're paying property tax? He said, yes. So you see what's going on? Some of these idiots and them paying big property tax in a different people country and don't want to pay property tax here. Kamala House, how much money she has to pay property tax? That is why these people don't want property tax. They come and access my house, my mother house, they come and access week before. I send in the papers because you have to pay property tax, you have to pay some kind of tax. Otherwise, the country will go good. And Bruce, the Ministry of Education, I want to talk about that. Now, Abubakar, nearly said them what I didn't hear. But I want to say a little piece on that. Because you have me. My daughter ain't getting no laptop from the school yet. And some of the poor people in Fidras here ain't getting no laptop from the school yet. So what I'm trying to say, Bruce, if some of the initiatives that the government putting in place for the poor is not reaching them, because some of the people working in these offices, when them initiatives come out, they gain the strength and better friends in front of the people who deserve and who supposed to get these initiatives. So Mr. Rowley, Dr. Rowley, pull up and check. When you make these initiatives for people, come out and see that it reach out to the people who deserve it. Thank you, Bruce. I'll come and listen.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Right. Morning. Top pleasure. Wish you all the best. 3 things. Briefly on the property tax. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I always believe half a loaf is better than no loaf. And in that regard, I find that the current government, should have re-implemented property tax long time ago. While there may have been need for amendments, etc., I don't feel that the resistance is like lining itself up for blows from the other side. So I think it should have been re-implemented how it was at the time, so at least there would have been some revenue coming in as opposed to none. Right? Secondly, the dog. The question here asks, how does the government become involved in that? You saw a trend. One of the problems I'm having with this government right now, and I support them, but I will chastise them, is that they halfway implement legislation. For example, nobody has heard what is the final position on the Dangerous Dogs Act, right? There needs to be a position on that. If somebody is bitten, what are the requirements? It starts and it reaches and it's approved and it's never sent it to. Which brings me to the next point, the pepper spray issue. Barra died, blah, 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 they run, they do everything. And to date, nothing about when, how it's going to be rolling out, etc., etc. And that has always been my peeve. Good ideas, plenty talk, but when it's time to implement the thing.
There is well, let me engage you. There is an article in one of the papers where I read it this morning. I can't remember which one of the papers it was, where Mr. Hines did bring the that pepper spray forward. So there is something in the pipeline that has begun concerning the use of pepper spray.
I understand that. What I'm saying, I appreciate that. That is exactly what I'm speaking about. If it is we are taking an initiative to treat with something, now that there's been no situation or no clamor, the government seems for certain things to put things on the shelf. And only when there's a big rise up again and people, then they bring it down again and they inch along a little piece. That's not right. It's either we do anything, we not do anything. It's either we dealing with the dangerous dog act and making people responsible for dogs, all these stray dogs, make laws that every dog must have an owner, etc., etc., and put it out there and treat it. Let's implement the property tax. We don't need to have to go to Parliament and GHUNC, that's just that old talk. So whatever we could get from it, we take it and we inch along and we'll improve it as we go along. Probably next election, the PNM wins with a better majority in the House. They could now advance certain things. But I find it was a travesty that the PNM coming into power would have waited so long and still up to date hasn't properly re-implemented the property tax. Thank you. That's my contribution.
Okay then, thank you. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce.
Hey, John, morning.
Morning to all the listeners on 91.9. Mr. Chancellor Bruce, Bruce, I want to just touch briefly on leadership. When you're in leadership position, you have a responsibility to those that you lead. You cannot say what you want, how you want, why you want, and be emotional about it and go off on tantrums. Because remember, you have persons who you lead, who you mentor, those who listen to you, those who eat up every word that you say. So when you're emotional and you come out and you just speak, you can't get to pull that back because it's already gone out there to the minds of the people that you lead, and they could interpret it a different way. And if you have a history that is negative, and then you come out and say things that what you're saying, it will be taken in a negative light. So when you're in leadership position, yes, you're a human being, yes, you have emotions, whatever, but curtail it. Do your rant and your rave in a personal space, so that when you speak to those that you lead, you speak more logical and you speak with authority rather than an emotional rant it will come across. And that's for all leaders. We tend to get emotionally caught up in our feelings, not understanding the impact we have on those that we lead when we speak. So people, leaders, please be responsible. Yes, you have emotional issues. Yes, you're a human being, but treat it differently. Don't bring it out in the public for all to see and all to listen. And then when your emotion and your anger cool down, you would have riled up people. And they have nowhere now to put their anger more than in a negative space. So I just want leaders to be responsible in what they say. And that is why I always appreciate and admire Dr. Rowley. Dr. Rowley rarely, very rarely will come out in an emotional rant or anything. I've never really seen it. He comes, he speaks with authority on an issue. You may not like it, but when you leave, you do not leave feeling that the emotion woke up, I want to do this one, this, and do that one, that. You walk away with the information that you get, and you try to process it the best way that you can. And then you remember that he was calm and collective when he delivered the message. So then you turn to internalize that and say, okay, let me calm down a bit. All right, let me work through this. Other than you leave from a rant and a rave, and you all rile up now, and there's no place to put it more than somewhere negative. So I just want leaders to remember that, and thank you, Bruce, from safely back.
Thank you, John. Caller, good morning.
Hey, good afternoon. Good morning, sorry. Good morning, Brucey.
Morning, brother. Morning.
Yeah, that's ready. Morning. Good contribution by Sharon for it. Morning. Brucey, let me get back historical thing with this. Mr. Baker, after 30-something years of his schools not being funded, Dr. Rowley finds in his good heart in his administration to start funding the school and the teachers. Mr. Baker is a constituent of Dr. Rowley constituency. He knows where to find Dr. Rowley in his constituency office when he needs to. Right? So to come out with that classless behavior, that old long-time badge on behavior, when he knew he could sit down with Dr. Rowley and dialogue. For 30 years, all administration staffed him. He was given funding to give out food, which he did. Dr. Rowley put his teachers and whatever on the payroll. They're being paid after 30-some years from PNM to UNC to NAR, PNM to UNC, PNM again. Dr. Rowley broke the mold and started. So how now you could come with that same behavior when you have an open door policy with Dr. Rowley in his constituency office, where you could sit down and have a dialogue and a decent conversation. The same behavior that Mr. Baker was chastising his son for with the last election when he wanted to be a candidate. Listen, you see the hypocrisy and you see that classless behavior. My people always have to be the loudest and had to carry on in the most despicable and distasteful way. We had to come past that, right? At JCC, it's about time you have to sit down, you dress properly, maybe in African garbs or whatever, tuxedo. You go, yes, history is different. We all know that. We got to say that over and over. We all know the unfairness. And you go and you sit down in your dialogue, you command respect, and you give respect, and you have a dialogue. Right? We have to learn to pay our taxes. We have to learn to pay our dues. We can't expect, because of our history, we must encourage freeness and freeload and be that loafer. You know where he could carry his complaints to. And just going back to Kingsley, thanks for talking to Kingsley as a big brother. What Kingsley has to do first, brother, is go to all the radio stations that you have went, tearing down African people and black primacy in the most despicable way. Because you say you have a poison tongue. You have a vitriolic and a poison tongue, Kingsley. And apologize to everybody, to all your black listeners and the black leadership. And then you come and then you say, right, I have no problem. And then you come back into the folds. You don't wiggle your way back into the folds because things are going good for you in your space anymore. That is selfish and African people operate. When things don't go good with them on an individual basis, they no one brotherly love. Come back, be a man, Kingsley. Come and apologize to all the listeners and Dr. Rowley, all the nasty things you see all over the place about PNM and African people and Dr. Rowley. And we are learning to sit down as African people. Mr. Baker has already been favored by Dr. Rowley. Many times, Mr. Manning he thought he wasn't doing that because he was begged all out. You want your school in the Concordat and hear the Muslim brother that calling? I have no problem with that because African people. But he has an open door. He has Dr. Rowley, he has the ear of Dr. Rowley. You go and you sit down and you lobby. Everything got to be a fight and a comeback and a shout and a cuss and a carrying on in that way, in that despicable way, and you have followers. We have to move away from that at JDC. We have to learn to sit down, have a decent conversation without obscenities and insulting one another back and forth. If things don't go your way, you wheel and you come again. You try again. Right? No thanks at all for what Dr. Rowley did by starting the funding for his school. It just tear down. That's all we like. So how Dr. Rowley, Bruce, I go out to the road and I started carry on that way with you. So how you going to look at me now, Brucey? You're the same person trying to help me, Bruce. And the reason why he was not funding because of the historical nature of the Jamaat and what he did. Now I put my neck on the block for you. And now you go out into the road now to shout me down and insult me in the most deplorable and despicable way. And nobody have a problem with that. African people, let we learn to sit down, let we disagree and we could still be agreeable without pulling down and being disrespectful and distasteful to one another and learn to get along. That's how we got to start.
That's right.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you very much. Well said. Caller, good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Bruce, I'm calling from Tobago.
Hi.
You see this Saddam Hussein or whatever his name and these UNC people, they're making me feel sick. Right? They don't have a clue what's taking place in Tobago. This nonsense that they're spewing about these 3 seats with the Sabre One party. Some of them have not even been able. They don't even know these places in Tobago. They only spewing on that stupidness that's what's not ever talking to them. Some of them not the first time they ever hear these names, these villages all in Tobago. They know nothing about Tobago. and you come in on the air door, you don't have no interest in Tobago. For UNC symbol in Tobago. Contest a seat. See out of your business for the 3 seats, favor one party. All about it. They come to Tobago if they want to know what is Tobago, how to work on it. Like, I've never heard these names in Tobago yet. And they come and talk you. That's up. God bless me.
It's my dear. Take care. Caller, good morning. Morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
A gentleman before he spoke about the laptop. I think it was the laptop, people not getting it, and people giving it to officers, giving it to other people. Mm-hmm. What I want to suggest to various ministries, because Dr. Rowley cannot be in charge of everything. You have permanent secretaries. Permanent secretary has directors and whatnot.
Yeah.
I would want to advise that ministry, especially permanent secretary, they're supposed to have their monthly report overseeing what is going on.
Right.
And if they're not doing that, then people can do what they want, and then the permanent secretary will be blamed because the permanent secretary can't see anything. So we need to have a program of monitoring the supervisors' reports, what has been going on.
Yeah.
And that is the only way we can know really what's going on in the various ministries. And I find the ministers, and they're always on the front line. What do you have the permanent secretaries doing? They are the ones who are doing the administration. They need to come out more and advise people and let people know what's going on. Because they hide under the purview of the ministers. But let the permanent secretary come out more and speak. They would now have to be getting more information from their supervisors. And so it will be channeled upwards. Another thing that you mentioned is the property tax. Some people say it was staying too long. I was under the impression that it was in court. I think, you see how Dominic does have a research? We need to have a research done so that people would be advised what's happening with the property tax, why it was delayed, and what's the problem. Thank you.
Thank you. And at this time, guys, we go to our Playway Pick of the Day, so keep it locked.
Yo, it's more mega, more chances, more money, more fun. With the mega bonus ball, win 35 to 1. Playway is giving you more mega for your money. Win 35 to 1 and win mega payouts daily. Now you can win 35 to 1 in every Playway mega mix draw if the mega bonus ball calls. That means even more chances to win when you play any of the mega mix options. Hey, it's more mega, more cash, more ways to win. Playway mega bonus ball, unleash your winner within. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
They play with Jumpy. Have everybody. Oh, yeah.
So welcome inside. It's our Playway Pick of the Day brought to you courtesy National Lotteries Control Board. And remember, a player wagers a minimum of $1 on a base wager for a payout of $26. The Mega Mix draw then takes place after the Playway draw and pays a higher prize amount on 3 options: Mega Ball, Mega Ultra, and Mega Extreme. If drawn, the Mega Mix prizes are as follows: Mega Ball 80 to 1, Mega Ultra 100 to 1, and Mega Extreme 125 to 1. Players now have an additional chance to win a higher payout with the Mega Bonus Ball promotion. Once you wager on a Mega Mix option and the Mega Bonus Ball is drawn for that option, you win a $35 to $1 Mega payout for that draw. There is no extra cost for the Mega Bonus Ball payout. So guys, I am ready for your calls. I am ready for your numbers. It's the Playway Pick of the Day. I have my first number for the day. It comes from on YouTube, number 29. see what's going on Facebook. Guys, you can call me up 342-008-146-5391. Call me up. I need to get those numbers today. Nice. So I'm seeing here 1433 21. Nice. 1 16 11. Man away, saltfish auntie where?
I don't know if I'm looking sleepy, but every morning people ask me
29 19. Nice. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Look so fish auntie here.
Nice.
I'm trying to get you up here, Lord Mother. Wait this morning now. 17.
Nice.
1. 35.
Nice.
And 27.
Nice. You're walking.
Right? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, darling.
Right? Okay, so have a blessed day.
You
Sharon.
Take care.
Have a blessed day. Okay then.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Titan. Everybody bye-bye. Okay.
Caller, good morning.
So love to you, Mr. Bruce Wayne and your family.
Morning.
Blessed love to my Sharon. So this is a family and my Titan family and surrounding. My number is 29 231.
29 231.
Of course.
Nice.
Nah.
That's what we're talking about. That's some numbers to play today, man.
Is a crazy jumpy. Oh yeah. The play with jumpy.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Hey, man.
Morning. 1285 Solve Shanty. You playing so much, you win all that. Anyway, I playing Jamet Woman this morning. So, Jamet Woman, that's all I played.
Nice. Caller, good morning.
Batman morning. 12 and 21. Right through.
All right.
All four, please.
Nice.
Play the play with. What you dream last night? What you dream last night? What you dream last night? Now tell me what you dream last night. I dreamt of a number inside a plate. I rushed for the number, I just couldn't wait. I went in the kitchen and I put up.
Call me up right now. Writing down numbers for so.
For the plate, but I mess up my face. What in the plate was not good.
Remember, it's for the 10:30 a.m. draw this morning, yes. And you can try the numbers all through the day if you want. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce. Sharon, everybody. 13, 1 3.
Nice. And remember, Playway Mega Mix is your best bet for value, yes. Caller, good morning. Hello?
Yeah, morning, Bruce. 34.
34, nice.
Okay.
Nice. So remember, the Mega Mix draw takes place after the Playway draw and pays a higher prize amount on 3 options: Mega Ball, Mega Ultra, or Mega Extreme. If drawn, the Mega Mix prize are as follows. The Mega Ball is 80 to 1, the Mega Ultra is 100 to 1, and the Mega Extreme is 125 to 1. Now, players have an additional chance to win a higher payout with the Mega Bonus Ball promotion. Once you wager on a Mega Mix option and the Mega Bonus Ball is drawn for that option, you win $35 to 1 mega payout for that draw. There's no extra cost. Alright, so guys, that's it for Playway Pick of the Day. And the numbers that I have are 29, 14, 33, 21, 1, 16, 11, 19, 9, 31, 17, 35, 27, 2, 16, 12, 21, 13 and 34. So that's it for Playway Pick of the Day, brought to you courtesy National Lotteries Control Board.
It's a funny jumpy.
Yo, it's more mega, more chances, more money, more fun. With the mega bonus ball, win 35 to 1. Playway is giving you more mega for your money. Win 35 to 1 and win mega payouts daily. Now you can win 35 to 1 in every Playway mega mix draw if the mega bonus ball calls. That means even more chances to win when you play any of the mega mix options. Hey, it's more mega, more cash, more ways to win. Playway mega bonus ball, unleash your winner within. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
So welcome back on the inside as we get ready to wind things down. That was our Playway Pick of the Day, brought to you courtesy National Lotteries Control Board for the 10:30 a.m. draw this morning.
Woke up this morning and I feel it nice.
So we continue to take your calls. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Lucy.
Morning.
Oh God, I tried till I nearly get sick. I tried since Kinsey go coming to talk this morning. But yeah, that's how long I've been trying. But I ain't nothing really what I want to say. I just walk behind with the spirit, you know. But I won't say it anyway. I don't care if I get chastised for it. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world out there who listen to 91.9. What a beautiful morning. What a beautiful day. Kinsey, I want to talk to you this morning. I hear you. I was in the bathroom and I heard you. I want to tell you, Mr. Yasin Abubakar, good morning, sir. He don't need you to represent him. If he can't even represent himself, you have a son, Fuad Abubakar. You coming in like somebody who's sucking up and you don't want to be real. I was intimidated too. Me too. Because I wasn't here, but I heard the history in 1990. I heard about it. And when Mr. Abubakar speak, what you don't do is just talking. Like Gary does talk. But when he talk, we had to listen, hear what the man saying, you know. If he has a relationship with Dr. Rowley, why did he have to come and make an open statement like he did? He threatening that to me, he threatening the other ministers and them, that all you have to do, or else, I don't know how I feel about the thing. And I went and I took the Dr. Abubakar already in time, he will remember. And if a man who could stand talk with you coming in this morning and as an apologist, apologize to Kamala and them, not for Mr. Abubakar. Mr. Bakar, you could do better than what you do this. I too, Mr. Rapuna, I scared I'm dying. I ain't afraid to die. But I'm afraid to get killed. You understand? And that wasn't really nice to the thought of people who listen, old people, especially like me. Because we take everything you say seriously, Mr. Abubakar. But I will give you and make an excuse for you. Because you might be a little elder than I am. And I just go through the senior moment, what we call Alzheimer's. You understand? So maybe that was kicking a little bit down the story I had to say. I don't think I'm a man like you, but you can't be too intelligent. It's a human. You understand? So Kingsley, they don't need you. You want to say you go burn out this one, but stay in your lane. Hold your corner, be a good driver. And then you will live long like the empty chickens. You want to be everybody salt? Sometimes too much salt to spoil the pot. You could put in salt, but you can't take out salt. You don't need you, Kingsley. You want to say, I talk for Abubakar? No! You're a man, he's strong. That's what I wanted to say. I said no stress, but I tell you, Kingsley, stay in your lane. You're too busy. Thank you, Lucy.
No problem.
Sharon, good morning, sweetheart. Love you all the time.
So guys, we're getting ready to get out of here. The word for today is comfort. God's comfort envelops me. A loss may leave me feeling as if there is a hole in my heart that will never be filled. But faith opens me to the comfort of God within that never leaves or changes. I turn my attention to this loving presence and feel nestled in warmth and love. Even in solitude, I can feel comforted. I can find the presence of God all around me in all that I see, touch, and hear. The lovely colors and sweet fragrance of flowers, the touch of a warm breeze against my skin, the melodious music all help me feel peaceful and soothed. I realize being alone does not have to mean feeling lonely. God's comfort exists within and all around me. Truly, I am blessed and at peace. Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercies and the God of all consolation. 2 Corinthians 1:3. So that's all the time we have for today, guys. It was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in mind. Talk to you guys tomorrow, please God, with Dominic. So, guys, be safe, be careful out there. Remember to sanitize, wear your mask, watch your distance. Okay? Be careful. Ciao. Street 919 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Victor Brown, who departed this life on Saturday, the 28th of August, 2021, at the age of 60. He will be remembered as the son of Jean Brown and Frederick Brown, deceased, father of Terence Brown, Victoria Brown, Shervick Brown, grandfather of Isaiah Brown, brother of Eleanor Dubois, Ainsley Brown, uncle of Fabian Dubois and Sophia Brown. Funeral service for the late Victor Brown takes place at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, the 14th of September 2021 at the Diego Martin Seventh-day Adventist Church, Chow Kwan Avenue, Diego Martin, thence for burial at the Tunapuna Public Cemetery. Inquiries can be made at 623-8688.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Watch out for the vibes of it. Rock the stage, you ready? What we turn up now? Tell them some of them that are stop it.